Hey everyone, the season may be over, but we at Redmen Plus are not done. We have got your post-season content covered. We have got season reviews for each of the 4 competitions that Liverpool played every single game in this season. We have got a whole host of review content, including keep, sell, loan, which Liverpool players do we think need to be moved on, loan, or kept tight hold of this summer. Our end of season awards from the Redmen TV live show. We have also got an amazing documentary looking at how Liverpool captured their first League Cup since 2012 in our documentary Squad Game. And there is also going to be a Divock Origi documentary. Our cult hero, our cult legend is on the way to AC Milan, but we're going to relive his greatest, most legendary moments in his Liverpool career. All of this content is available in video form and the studio stuff in podcast form. Extra bonus shows you each and every week to keep you tided over, to keep you getting from Liverpool withdrawal symptoms and get you closer to Liverpool, the city and the football club. Head to redmenplus.com and join us, get involved and celebrate this wonderful, wonderful football club that we all love.
Yeah, definitely first half of the season. I mean, I suppose that's the glory of that City goal, is it's with his weaker foot. And then he scores, was it the next week? Was it? He scores, it was in the same month anyway against Watford, where he kind of stops, checks back onto his left and curls it in. He was having his own little personal goal of the month competition at that point.
Yeah.
I think it's another one, we keep using it, recency bias. It's been a bit of a shame in the last few months, really. I kept feeling like, I know I'm glad they're not playing any more games now because they're all knackered, but I feel like if we had another 5-10 games now, I could see him getting back to form again, like scoring out every game pretty much, or hat-tricks, things like that. But he's not being quite right. I mean, let's face it, he's played, how many games? He's played 51 games. He's been rested in some Premier League games, which I wasn't expecting towards the end of the season. But that's simply because of the amount of minutes he's played. He's played God knows how many dull 120-minute games in the AFCON, in sweltering heat. He's not really had a proper rest since he's been at the club. He's going to have...
The only rest he's had since joining Liverpool was last summer, when he doesn't have an international tournament. And what happens? We get the best version of Mo Salah since the season he joins, when he's not a global superstar at that point.
He's... I don't know, are Egypt playing any silly friendlies at the moment?
I mean, I don't think at the moment, but I don't...
Honestly, like the European clubs, the Europeans have got the Nations League, haven't they? So he's going to have a little bit of a break now. He's going to have 5-6 weeks off for the World Cup. And
Christmas,
not wanting to think about whether he's going to be leaving or not, but he could be. We could be on for hopefully a full season of his first half of the season next year.
As you mentioned, there are 51 appearances, all comps, 31 goals, 16 assists.
Insane.
No, it just is. Obviously it adds up to 47 goal contributions in 51 appearances. And that's why we're talking about him as best in the world, because they're Messi, Ronaldo numbers, effectively.
Yeah, totally. And he's the guy that first half of the season was getting us close to those two guys in terms of on-pitch performances we've ever seen. There are other players in world football that were put in that bracket and never really delivered within the first half of the season. We talk about Luis Suarez being the best player in Europe in the season that prior to leaving. Yeah. Well, Mo Salah was the best player in the world up to AFCON. So there's comparables there, and they are Messi-type numbers, because assists-wise, that it's incredible as well. So, we got, like you said, we got the best one out of him, and hopefully the break in the summer and then a mid-season break for him will do him the world of good going into next year as well.
Yeah, we talk about the back end of the season. After AFCON, he figured, this is just the Premier League because it's just easiest for me to work out on the fly, but he has 15 more appearances in the Premier League after AFCON. He's obviously not in the Southampton squad because he's injured, gets injured in the FA Cup final. In that time, he scores 3, 4, 5, 6 goals in 15, which is not a great goal return for him.
Nope. No.
but he also gets 4 assists in that time. So again, you're talking about 10 goal contributions in 15 games, which for normal human beings is still above and beyond everything that most people are able to put down in terms of top footballers. That's still a world-class return from him. It's just that, it felt like we had this great fit, firing Mo Salah, who was absolutely above and beyond everyone else. And then I think all those contributing factors, fatigue I think fatigue's the biggest one, but actually the psychological fatigue of not being able to get over the line. And then you're seeing Sadio Mane, your mate, and he's doing it, and you must look around. And I don't think his style of play returned to the levels pre-AFCON, because I think he found it hard to get back out of that mentality. I've got to be the guy to go and do it. I've got to be the guy to give it me, and I'll dribble past everyone and score. And we've all had that, and the levels we've had that in are either, if you ever end up on a team where you're the best player on a team, like with a bunch of people thrown together, and you do feel like you've got to take responsibility for being the only one who can score a goal on that team. We've all probably had that, even at the schoolyard level, maybe at some time or another. But where I think it's been really difficult for him is, again, he's looking at other players around him and going like, God, they get other people to help them out and all that kind of thing. And I think he really struggled with that once he came back. And the World Cup thing's just an added kick in the teeth. He's got the laser pens all over him, and it's on him, and he's the one who effectively costs them for it. I think he's been so resistant to knockbacks, and they've been firing him up. But there comes a point where you're just like, oh, come on. Like, when you look to the heavens, oh, come on, mate. Yeah. Like, I've got all the back. I've given you all my back, and where's your backing for me? Yeah. And Jimmy felt like it did all just get a bit on top of him. And of course, when you need to fight, it helps when you're rested and you're relaxed. If you want to turn stuff against the tide, it helps when you're physically capable. And that's what he was struggling with. The mental fatigue's hard to turn around when you've got the physical fatigue as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I know don't really want to go too much into the contract stuff, but say at the start of the season, we just gone, right, 400 grand a week, there you go. Has that played a part? Like,
I don't see how it can't have played a part. Yeah. At the end of the day,
he's getting asked about it pretty much every time he's in front of a microphone.
Yeah,
Well,
he's got games of football to play, hasn't he? You know what I mean? So I think footballers are simpler creatures, you know what I mean? But they're focused, and they're intense individuals, and they're intensely focused on the things in front of them. That's what makes them elite sports people, and not us. Is that they're laser guided focus on whatever it is they're supposed to be focusing on. That's you're training the next day, getting ready for the games, playing the games, rehabilitation, eating right, getting ready for the next game, so on and so forth. Hey, pardon the interruption, but I just want to drop in a word from our incredible sponsor, the Bet Victor YouTube channel and Last Fan Standing. I'm a regular guest over on there each and every week throughout the summer as well, chatting all the hottest news stories in football. Here's a clip.
Liverpool fans, probably not going to like this one, but as a Chelsea fan, we've won 2 trophies this season. 2 trophies that did not exist in the cabinet before a ball was kicked in August last year, 2021. Super Cup, Club World Cup, whereas Liverpool, not only did they only win 2, when it looked like it could have been a miraculous miracle of 4, the fact that Chelsea won 2 trophies we've never won, the history books are going to look back at 21-22 and think, well, Chelsea's season was actually pretty special. Meanwhile, Liverpool, nobody really remembers the runners-up, which is kind of ironic when they beat us in 2 finals, the League Cup and the FA Cup. But when Chelsea look at their 2 trophies they've won this season, we're talking about 2 that complete an already lucrative trophy cabinet, whereas Liverpool added another League Cup, added another FA Cup, but the rest of it is always going to be known as what if. So in my humble opinion, as a Chelsea fan, despite being 15, 20 points away from Liverpool in second place, finishing 3rd in the Premier League, I'll save you all the excuses, but the history books are going to remember Chelsea's season this year probably in the same kind of quality and in the same light as that of Liverpool's.
Yeah, head over there, tell them mate sent you, tell them Redmen sent you, put it in the comments, subscribe to the channel, drop a like, all that good stuff, and we'll crack on with the show. I don't think any of us can sit here. If we had to say, has it affected him, yes or no? I can't help but feel you'd be closer to the truth saying it's more likely affected him than it's not affected him at all.
Yeah, I'd say so, definitely. He's very aware of his own legacy in things as well. He's very aware of who and what Mo Salah is, and that's fine. You know, he's a successful man for doing that. He'd also be aware that Mo Salah's got a question out there with regards to his future at the football club and it's not being answered. And yeah, he's a confident guy, but over a period of time, like Jamie says, the constant microphone under your chin, what's happening, get you down, he'll grind you down. He's got an agent or a lawyer in this case to deal with that. So the stock answer is, I'm not involved. It's that in the hands of my lawyer, and we move on. Yeah. He could have, to be fair, he could have shut that down, I think is what I'm trying to say, categorically, and then it wouldn't have been an ongoing question every time he picked up a microphone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, he's picked up individual awards on the way. You know, he's won goal of the season, Premier League goal of the season. He won PFA Fans Player of the Year. He won the Golden Boot again, albeit again shared this time with Son. And I think the thing that was lacking for him, and I feel a bit sorry for him in this regard, is because I think Liverpool have spread themselves very thin. And you can see that with a lot of our players. And it's a lot of players who didn't also have to go and play a major international tournament with the entire hopes and dreams of the nation on the shoulders in the middle of it all. I don't think he's going to win the Ballon d'Or.
No.
And he's an inch away from at least getting Liverpool back into the Champions League final. It's a phenomenal save from Thibaut Courtois. Denies him the moment that he needed. He needed one big moment, I think, this season. One big goal, one big celebration, and it's whoever scores the last goal for City, is it Gundogan or whatever on the day, you know, because he scores that goal there, and that's the moment, that's the celebration, that's taken away from him, and then Courtois getting his upper arm or whatever to his shot, it's taken that away from him, and unfortunately it's very then hard for us to kind of take away the deflation of the end of his season, because he wasn't at that level. He doesn't, you know, he goes off in the FA Cup final, he doesn't really have a major contribution to the League Cup final. You know, it's certainly no more so than anyone involved in the shootout. You know, it's tough. It's tough because it's one of his best seasons, and he's one of the best. He's now one of the best players on the planet. I think there was an opportunity this season for him to close the door on everyone else and just have a little bit of time in the limelight. And it's I don't think it's all his fault, and I don't think there's much he could do about it. But I don't know. He should have it. What I'm saying is, this should be the nailed on 10. We should have just gone Mo Salah 10, 10, 10, no problem. Yeah. And I don't think any of us is giving him a 10.
No. I'm giving him a 9.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm going pre-AFCON 10, after AFCON 8.
Oh,
7.5, 8.
Okay.
So I'm teetering between 8.5 and 9. Maybe I'm going to go with 9 because in the first half of the season he was completely irrepressible. Nobody had an answer to him. I honestly I think you've made a good case there. That's a real. I want to give him it because I do, because like the foundations for the season are built entirely upon Mohamed Salah being absolutely unstoppable. He's ravenous for goals, and not just for goals, but for creativity and assists as well. Again, it's going back to just to focus on the Premier League again. First game of the season, Norwich goal, 2 assists. Nothing against Burnley. Chelsea next. Game 3, Chelsea goal. Game 4, Leeds goal. Game 5, Crystal Palace goal and assist. Game 6, Brentford goal. Game 7, City goal and assist. Game 8, Watford goal and an assist. Game 9, Man United hat-trick and an assist. Game 10, Brighton assist. Game 11, West Ham assist. Game 12, Arsenal goal. Game 13, Southampton assist. Game 14, Everton 2 goals. Game 15, Wolves assist. Game 16, Villa goal. Game 17, Newcastle goal. It's like a stupid grin on my face while you're reading that out. By the way, that's
not
ridiculous.
Bad, that is it? Yeah.
2 more off with no goals. Chelsea goal before he heads off to Africa.
Question for you then: if Mo Salah of the first half plays in the second half of the season, we don't struggle to beat teams like Tottenham and we don't labour a little bit going forward against Real Madrid at the weekend.
I understand the importance of AFCON to Africans.
Yeah.
Sadio Mane's made it perfectly clear, and that was a bit of an eye-opener to me in some regards, and that's just me just being a bit blinkered and Liverpool on my focus. I don't give a shit about the Euros. For example, Mane's got the best moments of his career winning AFCON, so I get it. But... And I understand there's different pressures, and there's pressures I'm never going to be able to perceive because I don't have that connection with my country either in the same way. But Salah's to go on, and I know Egypt gets to the final, so this is mad because I've also made cases to say Liverpool are a game away from winning the European Cup and in the Premier League and blah blah blah. So we should be lauded as good as anything. Egypt is shite, and he's the only top quality footballer in that side, and if this is not Messi not winning the World Cup and not winning Copa America until he finally does, they should, like, the Argentina have got more than enough quality to do more than they've done in international tournaments, so it's not all on Messi you know what I mean, whereas this is all on Salah, and he was never not going to go, but you talk about like thankless tasks and running yourself into the ground. I can't help but look at that and go, he had a 10 out of 10 season in the palm of his hands. Yeah. He had the Ballon d'Or in the palm of his hands. And of course, we could never have known this in January, given how far we were behind in the league title race. There's a chance we go on and we have an even more successful season. But yeah, the Salah that comes back from AFCON is not the Salah that left.
Yeah, totally.
And that's on him. I don't know. I think 9's fine. It's just a shame that we're not talking about it being more above and beyond. And look, I want to apologise to any Egyptians watching who I'm sure again, it means so. Egypt will mean so much more to you, I'm certain, than Liverpool and successes. But I'm talking it from our perspective, where Liverpool is the be all and end all. He is a Liverpool footballer. He's paid to do the job for Liverpool. He's paid to get Liverpool over the line.
I think the Trump might. Don't want to go too deep into AFCON, but it's every 2 years. Like the Euros and the Copa America are every 4 years, and I get why you can't play it in equatorial Africa in June because it's going to be bloody 45 degrees. But it's just a bit like it comes around so quickly, isn't it? Like, oh, we're going to lose these lads again. This is talking about it from our point of view. So it's just a bit frustrating. Like, no, but
it always is, and it always will be. I mean, I want to tie Manny into the chat actually, because every point I've made completely then flipping on its head. African Cup of Nations comes around. Sadio Mane is fine. He's having a fine season. He comes back a man reborn. So, I'm a massive hypocrite. The African Cup of Nations, middle of the season, perfect. Exactly.
Should always be allowed to go as long as they win it.
yeah, absolutely. So there you go, Mo Salah, season rated. How did the rest of Liverpool's attacking talent fare? Check out the forwards player season rated show over on Redmen Plus, and don't worry, we didn't just do them. We did midfielders, we did defenders, and the goalkeepers as well. It is a 3-part special, video and in podcast form, as well as a whole host of post-season review content and documentaries on the horizon to keep you fulfilled with Liverpool Football Club this summer. RedmenPlus.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you enjoyed that video, and if you want more from us or you want to support the free stuff that we do here, then please do check out RedmenPlus.com, our Liverpool streaming service. It's like Netflix for Reds, where we get to chat to Liverpool legends past and present. We've got great interviews there with Virgil van Dijk, with Jamie Carragher, with Phil Thompson, and loads more as well. Get closer to the fabric of Liverpool, the football club, and the city on Redmen Plus.